So today we're going to look at two circular saws here from RYOBI. This is the brand new one in their ONE Plus in the HP series. This is the 7¼ inch. These both run on the 18-volt batteries from RYOBI, ONE Plus batteries. This is the newest one. This is one that came with a kit. This is the P506, and this is the PBLC 300. Can be the 300B for bare tool or the 300 with the charger and battery. These two, this has actually been kind of replaced. This is a 5½ inch, and there is the P507 and the P508. This is a 506, which is 5½ inch. Basically, they're in the kits. This is the one you would. This is similar to the ones you'd find in a kit. The 300 here, this particular one is the new generation that will talk to the battery a little bit more. And what's really kind of cool about this particular one is there's another 7½ inch in the RYOBI line, or 7¼ excuse me. This particular one will give you more runtime, and it goes at a higher RPM. I believe it's about a 3,800 on the original 7½ inch. It's under 4,000, and this is above 4,000. It's about 400, maybe 500 RPM faster with this one. And again, because it talks to the battery, it gives you more runtime. You can use any of the 18-volt batteries with this. It's just that the new high-performance batteries coming out here from RYOBI will give you longer runtime than an equivalent amp hour of the regular high-capacity batteries. What I want to do is I want to show you kind of the difference here. We're in the woodshed, as you can kind of see. Woo! And I've got an old 2x4 here, and I want to make a few cuts with this to kind of show you how they sound and work and function. It's I got an old 2x4 here. It's I'm going to kind of dust it off a little bit, but there aren't any nails or anything in it, so it's good to go. They both came with carbide blades. This one is a 24-tooth carbide that came, and the 5½ inch came with an 18. You can see the 5½ has been used a couple of times. I used it to do a couple of small cuts for some shelving. So the blade is relatively sharp, but hasn't hit any nails. So I'm thinking this is pretty equivalent to out-of-the-box type activity. So we're going to switch the camera around here and do a little shot with this, and we'll have links in the description below that you guys can check out and kind of watch the video and let me know what you thought of this 7¼ versus the 5½ here from RYOBI. So one big difference you're going to notice is that for a left-hander, you might find that some of the older versions, the 507, 508, or even the 6, will be better because it's giving you the ability to cut similar to the way the circular saw. This might be better for left-hander, it might not be better for left-hander. When I'm using the new one, it's like a traditional circular saw where the blade is on the opposite side, and I'm having to sight down through here. Another difference between the two is this has the ability to have a little vacuum hose put on the back of it, a shop vac type thing, or a wet dry vac. That this is actually set up so you can use the P770 wet dry vac and use this as a dust collector. So that's kind of a cool thing. But we're going to go through, and I'm just going to make a few quick cuts here. I'm going to make 4 cuts with each saw. There's obviously a difference in how much or how deep they can go. The new one can give you, I think it's about 2 7/16 depth cut. This isn't going to give us that depth, but it'll give us enough of a cut to get through a 2x4. So let's go, and we're going to make 4 cuts with each saw so you can kind of get an idea of how long it takes to make those 4 cuts. So I'm going to go through 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, not that fast, but we'll give you an idea. And that was just with a regular, the high capacity type battery, nothing fancy, 3 amp hour battery or 4 amp hour battery, nothing spectacular with that, but it made its 4 cuts. This one also has a laser guide, which is kind of cool. So let's jump into the 7¼ inch version. Again, with this is brushless. This is the new technology that talks to the high capacity battery. This is an HP battery. So let's go and see what it can do with its 4 cuts. And there we go, all 4 cuts. Next, I want to kind of show you what they sound like just without a load as they ramp up. Okay, that was the new one, a 300. Now with the 506. So the 506 kind of sounds like a smaller power tool, whereas the 300 has that almost true electric circular saw sound as it ramps up. Not that that matters too terribly much, but sometimes people like to hear things such as that. So overall, if you have this little guy and you don't do much cutting, this is probably going to get you quite a ways. But if you're looking to do something and you're like, hey, should I upgrade? If you do a lot of cutting and you're looking for something that has a little bit more depth and a little more flexibility, this could be a great option for you. We'll put links in the description below, but this is the new circular saw here from RYOBI compared to one of the little bit older ones that was in one of the toolkits that I purchased just a few years ago. This is John Young. Thank you for watching.
For more tips and how-to videos, go to weekendhandyman.com.